Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Super Organizer Show with James Lott Jr., and I am James Lott Jr., the Super Organizer. That's how that works. Welcome to another show here today, and I'm so glad you can join us. I'm coming from Los Angeles, of course, where it's super hot, and I am just crying because I live near the water and it's not doing anything. It's hot over here, too. So wherever you are, luckily your weather isn't too bad. And I always tell organizers who are out there who live in heated places, be careful, stay hydrated. Some of us work in garages sometimes or sheds. Just be very careful, take lots of breaks, or schedule things really early in the morning or later at night if you can. Just be very careful when you're out there organizing in the heat. Something to remember. I'm glad you can join me today. I want to let you know we're on iTunes, we're on Spreaker.com, of course we're on iHeart Radio. We have a Facebook page, Twitter page. SOS Show is everywhere, and you can go there and check it out. Share it with people, like it, follow, comment. When you hear this, share it with people. Think you should know, you should listen to this, so you'll hear to them. And of course you can follow me at James Lott Jr. I have a guest today. I'm so actually happy. The social media platforms are really interesting when it comes to networking. And I know some folks, there's a wide range of people's emotions about social media and its effectiveness or not. But this is a true example of its effectiveness. I've been following this person for a while, for several years now, I believe. I've been following her. She's the founder of Declare Order, and she's also the marketing director for Naples, Chicago. My favorite cities in the world, of course. I love Chicago. And we're gonna talk to her about a little bit about her, what she does, and she talks about the topic we're gonna talk about today that I'm really interested in is support services, and then we're gonna talk about what that means and what that means for her. Because what she believes and does, I kind of like it, and I kind of do something similar, a little similar. So we're gonna talk to her, ladies and gentlemen, from all over the country and the world. Leslie Gail. How you doing, Leslie?
Hey, James. Good morning. I have to say the weather here in the Chicago area is 50 and pouring down rain, so October is full on right now.
And I want that. I was like, that's what I want right now. I want rain and 50 degrees. I want to be cooking in my crock pot. I think there's things, it's fall. It's almost November. I'm like, what happened? Oh,
just in time for Halloween.
Exactly. I'm dressing as a giant taco for Halloween. So
excellent.
Yeah, so if you follow me on social media, you'll see the pictures. I don't know if I should warn you ahead of time or you should be excited. I'm not sure. Before we start talking to Leslie, I always do my thanks and gratitude because I believe you should always give thanks out loud and live in gratitude every day. And I want to actually, because it's kind of a Halloween is coming up, I want to give some thanks and gratitude to a place called Oz. That's AAHS. They have several locations. One in Santa Monica and the one in Hollywood. Both of them I go to all the time for parties, and they have great stuff. They gave me my taco costume, so I want to give a shout out to Oz. If you're in LA, go there. They have everything you think of, gag gifts, good stuff for weddings, bachelorette parties, all year round. But my taco costume was the bomb. And a year before that, I was a disco dancer costume. And the year before that, I was a giant hammer. So just letting you know, they have some great imagination there. And I
can shout out to Goodwill this morning. That's where we got hooked up. My husband and I are going as a plastic surgeon and then a botched patient, kind of like the TV show.
That's good.
He looks a little bit like a bespectacled Jewish version of Dr. Nassif, so I think it's going to work out all right.
I am very impressed. That's a great costume. And okay, Goodwill. Okay, so folks, Goodwill, Salvation Army. We have a place called Savers. Sometimes thrift shops are the best to go to for costumes. They are some of the best places to go to.
Right, $6.
That's okay. Hello. There you go. That's cheaper than my taco costume. Damn. But I also want to give a shout out to my grandkids, Scarlett and Rylan, because they always share their candy with me. They go through and they pick their candy. They're not big candy people anyway, thank God. But they go through and pick the candies they know that I like. They put their initials on them, and they give me a little box of candy every year. So shout out to the grandkids. I love that. They learn how to share. I don't know where they learned that from, but they learned how to share. So I'm very happy. So a little shout out to them, a little gratitude to them. Okay, so I'm gonna read the statement first, Leslie, and then we're gonna kind of talk about it a little bit, and then we're gonna get into you. Um, Support services. You visit clients for shorter periods of time on an ongoing basis. You use the analogy of personal trainer. That's pretty much what you do. You build a relationship over time and help a client push themselves to the next level. I have a couple of long-term clients and some short-term that we met almost kind of like that. So can you talk a little more about the support services kind of program that you have?
Sure. I'm going to contrast it to the other kind of service that I do.
Okay.
This is how I explain it to clients when I'm talking to someone on the phone or when we have hit the kitchen table portion of an assessment and they say, so how does this work?
Okay.
So I let them know that we can do a project-based kind of organizing project where it's a pantry from beginning to end for 4 to 5 hours. I do research ahead of time. I bring product if I need to. Or we can establish a relationship-based kind of process where I'm coming into the house on a certain day and time, say Tuesday at 10 o'clock, Tuesday from 10 to 12, every week, every other week, and we go through things at a pace where you're making decisions really focused and direct for about 2 hours, and then you take a break for a week, 2 weeks, get your bearings again, maybe do some things on your own, and then I come back. And so over time, I'm teaching the client the process so that they can be doing it, hopefully, eventually, with the upkeep without me.
I love it.
And I find that 2 hours is a really good amount of time, especially for the kind of clients that I attract, because usually they have some kind of issue that's gotten them to this point. And we meet people in transition, and either it's a physical, emotional kind of thing that's going on. And so 2 hours is a lot.
Yes, it is. Yes.
To maintain focus like that.
Yeah.
And so I was finding that when I first started working, that sometimes we'd get to a natural break. And I wouldn't really want to push this person another 2 hours, even though I knew some of my colleagues do use a model where it's a 4 hour minimum.
Yeah.
But for me, for the kind of people I was attracting, it just wasn't working for me. So I started looking at natural breaks, and maybe I'd have a package of hours with someone, but we do, 2 hours, and I'm like, yeah, are you done? I'm kind of done. Let's just, well, you know what? I'll come back next time, and we'll go from there. And that way, we're not getting all exhausted.
Okay, stop there for a second. I want to really interject. I had to learn that actually, maybe year 5. I started because a lot of my clients are change of life clients, which could be retirement, widowhood, adult children. They're so a little older, and I found there were these natural breaks that I used to do the whole minimum of 3 hours, and sometimes the minimum is 2 hours. Sometimes it's 3. I had to learn how to kind of go, oh, okay. We not do a 4 hour, 5 hour session every time. Or, this week it could be 3 hours, next week it could be 2. You start seeing how their folks are getting tired, or they're losing focus. I started to know, it's funny you say that, I had to learn that as I was kind of in the business. And I was about year 5, I started to notice that I had to start tailoring the scheduling portion a little differently, because I didn't have to be so strict. Okay, every single time it's 4 hours, we're going to push through these 4 hours, whether you like it or not. That's just not good. If the client
Right, same. I had to learn that as I went as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like that. So please continue. I love that.
Yeah, so now I own it. I just own it. I put it right on the website like you saw, and it says support services right on there, and I just say, okay, this is how we're going to approach it.
And how have you seen the difference in the client's ability to maintain after, I guess, the setup has been done, after the transformation has happened?
I guess those kind of clients, it's not so much a single transformation as it is a lifestyle change.
Like that?
Kind of like when you go on a diet. If you just go on a diet and then you go off the diet, you haven't made a change that's going to last. Right. So what I'm trying to look for with people is how we can just change their life kind of entirely, and over a slower period of time, that's possible. So if I change your pantry in one day, that's not really going to affect a habit change.
Exactly.
But if I'm seeing you over a period of 2 months, suddenly you're like, wait, all I wanted was to make my house nice so I could have people over, and suddenly I'm painting again. What the heck? And it becomes this transformation in that kind of way. The cupboards may not be, photo ready in that regard, but their lives have changed because I brought them up a step so that they can be in control of what's going on.
Now, folks, she has a degree in psychology, and she also has a degree. She knows about human behavior. She also has a master's degree in early childhood curriculum too. So I mean, you know human behavior. You seem to be a person who's very present and observant, and knows how to use that in your work.
Yes, I think a lot of organizers are kind of students of human behaviors. I just happen to have a few letters after my name.
No, don't play it down. Or you have some good letters after your name that work in this. I'm gonna give it to you in some good letters. But I mean, in all seriousness, you're very present. You seem very present. That you're watching, you're studying, you're taking you're taking mental notes and really following the client to their pace. Correct?
That's correct. Yeah. Right. And if it's somebody that doesn't, I can see them starting to get a little off balance, I can certainly shift really quickly and change how we're doing things, even if it means slowing down to where I can hardly go that slow.
Yes.
It requires patience sometimes.
Yes.
But I keep myself in check, and I kind of morph into what's going on in that moment for sure.
Well, don't you? I mean, here's the thing, and this is no disrespect to any other organizers and how they do things, but I always feel like, and I don't know if you feel the same way, I'm there for them. I'm there for the clients. I always use words like, I work with you, not for you. I'm working with you. We're collaborating together. We're going through this process, in a sense, together. That if a certain day I come there and the pace is really slow, or it's a heavily emotional day, because we hit a drawer that really hits them, I slow down. I'm with them. I try to become almost, I mean, it's none of my business on some level, but also I can respect their stuff. I'm trying to let's go how fast or slow they want to go. And I don't know if that's
I think we're attracting the same kind of people. Because every once in a while I'll get somebody that's not like that, and they'll be like, well, could you just do it for me? I'm like, well, you know what? If you want to do it that way, I can do it that way too.
Exactly.
But, just let me know. Leave me alone in the garage. I'll get to it. Put on some music.
Yes. Me too. Oh my God, so funny. Me too. But I love, and I want you to speak on this too a little bit. I had two long-term clients. We had each had a project for each of them, and they each gave me kind of a loose timeline. But we knew that we're not going to, we don't stick to it. Life goes on. But we had a loose timeline. We finished both my clients on that timeline, and we worked slowly together. And like you said, I always learn, if you lose 2-3 pounds a week, that's good instead of losing 20 pounds a week. Like you said, it's a lifestyle thing. But I liked working with them and seeing them have what I call the clicks. And seeing things go, oh, or I come back and they're like, I love the way this area looks right now. I can see progress. I can see the tunnel opening up. I love that. So, do you have any similar kind of feelings about that too?
I do. When I don't give homework. I don't know about you, because homework is just got this negative.
Yeah, I don't give homework. I don't give homework either. Yeah, I don't give homework either.
Do I have some homework? I say, well, this is the thing. If you want to do something while I'm gone, and then when I come back, you want to show me, I will be so proud of you.
Yes.
And so that's what I like, is you come back and they've done something on their own based on what they learned, and they can't wait to show you what it was, even if it's like a drawer. But it's so cool.
It is. No, because the thing is, you are in there and you are affecting change in their life. And when they I don't know if you've had this, I've had sometimes I'll get a phone call or a text, oh my God, I just did the mudroom or something, and you're like, I'm very proud of you. I can't wait to see it. Send me pictures, or I'll come see you when I see you on Thursday. And they're so excited to tell you. That warms my heart. It's like, I guess I'm doing something decent, because they're excited about organizing. I feel like you're probably the same way. If someone comes, we're affecting some little change in their lives and how they look at their homes.
And getting them to that next level so they can be more stress-free in their space. Mm-hmm.
But I like that. Like I said, I like your thing about sometimes just going in slower, because shorter pace, slower pace, shorter time period. If I say that 5 times fast, slower pace, shorter time periods over a period of time. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I love that. I think it's such a great idea for some clients. It's a great idea, and to help encourage a lifestyle change. So everybody listening out there,
accountability too. They hold themselves accountable. They know you're coming, and so they get used to what that feels like to hold themselves accountable at a certain day and time.
Well, I want people who are listening who aren't organizers who are listening. We're telling you, there's all kinds of organizers out there that not everybody thinks we could come in. We're gonna be organized in 2 weeks and then they're done. No, there's different processes that some of us go that we offer, and I'm glad this is something that you offer. And I offer it too, so on some small level, but that you offer this, and I think it's a great thing. That's what I'm gonna make sure we got that out there. Now, you're also the marketing director for Naples, Chicago.
Yes, shout out to Naples, Chicago. Hey there.
Hi, you guys. Oh my God.
Hey guys.
So you guys
have James come do a presentation at a meeting sometime.
I would love to.
Midwest.
I go to Chicago all the time. I would love to. I'm actually going to be the keynote speaker for Naples, Pittsburgh in January. They asked me. So I'm very excited. So yes, if you want me to come to Chicago, I'll come to Chicago. I love Chicago and speak.
I used to do the professional development. I used to bring in the programs, but I'm doing marketing now, so I'm always on the lookout for people to come speak. And then we're hosting the conference this year.
I know you are, and I'm going to try to come. I'm going to try to come. Plus, because this conference also, it's a different style, what you guys are doing this year.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. I'm trying, because I work in entertainment too at the same time, so I'm trying to figure out, because last year it was the daytime Emmys were the same time, and my grandson turned 18, and I couldn't come to the conference in Pittsburgh. I'm like, I have a home there. I couldn't go there. I couldn't go. I was so upset, but I went when it was in LA and I loved it. It was like, I got a natural high. I was like, there's like 5,000 of us all loving organizing and talking organizing. I was I was floating for like weeks after that, going to the conference. I love
it. This one's a retreat style, so I don't know. It's going to appeal to introverts like me. I don't know about everybody else.
Oh, yes, let's talk about a little bit about that. That's how you and I started laughing and talking online about the, having some anxiety stuff, introvertness, because I'm not, as you can tell, I'm an extrovert. I can talk, I can share, let's do this. So for me, it's a foreign concept. I don't know what that other side of that is like. My mother said I came out the womb talking, so I was like completely just like that kind of person. So for you, here's one thing I want to ask you. For you, starting your own business, how is it like starting your own business if you're a person who's not naturally extroverted?
When I started my organizing business, I didn't know I was starting a business because I was naive. Mm-hmm. I thought I was just putting out the shingle that said I'm an organizer now because I had been, right? I had been a developmental therapist for early intervention where you go to people's houses, kids first to 3, and you're playing on the floor with them, home visit kind of thing.
Okay.
And so I was finished with that. I let my certification lapse. It was time to try something new. I was watching the hoarding TV shows.
Oh, yes.
I was like, this is really interesting to me how they're talking to people who hoard, the whole human behavior angle. I'm like, let me see about this. And I Googled it, and I'm like, wait, you don't have to have any education? Like, all right, I'm in, because I already had enough. I didn't want to go back to school anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly there's all kinds of certifications you can get,
right.
But there's no, anybody can put out a shingle. But that's what's so great about NAPO is they take it to that next level and make it a profession. Mm-hmm. But anybody technically can put out a shingle. So
right.
I was really excited. I picked a name. I got the website. I did all these things. And then I learned that I didn't actually know anything about running a business.
Yeah.
So I got into NAPO Chicago just by cold calling someone that lived close to me. And it turned out she was the president at the time.
God. Oh, my God. Wow.
So shout out to Beth Dukes, organized to perfection, because she brought me in and we had coffee. And so that's helped me to see, wow, I've got a lot to learn about this. You don't just put the sign out. So I started going to meetings. I started volunteering. I met other organizers. And so I did the introvert way, and that I was a subcontractor for 2 years. So I was kind of under the radar working for other people. And that way I learned the business. I learned what kind of style and technique I did like. I learned what I didn't. I was working with really successful people who needed help. That's why they were using subcontractors.
Yeah.
And that was the best experience for me. And then when I felt like I knew what I was doing, then I stopped, I took my name off the subcontract list, paid real money for a real logo, and went for it. So by then I had the confidence.
That's a great way to go. I've had over 100 some guests on the show. I haven't heard that route. That's really interesting. No, but it's good though. No, but I love because it's showing people there's something. This could be this could translate to any business. You could sell like in entertainment business, we have a lot of interns. or people who work part-time so they can learn the business to do their own. That's really interesting for you too. It's like, okay, I'm going to subcontract, work with some amazing people who've been in it longer than I have, who have it down, and learn. And then when you were ready to go strike out fully on your own, you had some tools in your belt now, so you're able to go and do that. I like that. It's very smart.
Thank you. Yes, it works for me.
Yeah, it's good. So anybody out there, that's an option for you guys out there too. We're here to educate and show you other ways of doing this. There's not just one way to do things. So that's a very interesting way to do that. So now, how does it help you? Also, are you able to? Now you're in the business. Now, are you able to network easier because now you're on the board? Does it help you with going out and networking and talking? Is that helping you more?
The professional development job helped me do that because I was pretty terrified of public speaking,
Yes.
that whole thing, And for that position, I had to introduce the speakers, and sometimes I had to run an entire meeting. And I just kind of stopped looking forward to the meetings because it was, made sure I didn't have any coffee in the morning.
Right.
But I don't think anybody knew. I had one organizer who knew, and I would sit in the back with her. But I saw myself on camera because they filmed the meetings, and they started posting that on the website when the technology was there. And I saw myself, and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm fine.
Fine.
What was my problem?
Right.
But that's just what happens when you live with kind of this. I've been, have this generalized anxiety, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
You just push through it.
You push through it. You walk through it. And I think that's a great lesson for anybody that has some kind of thing going on. You have to walk through it. Anxiety at times is just fear of the unknown. It's the fear of there's some anxiety because you think you're scared. It's just fear, period. Walk through it. It'll be fine. Everybody's fine. We're all human. We're all human.
You get used to being a little uncomfortable. So I think in the end, it helps a lot because if I'm going into a new situation, I already know I'm going to have a stomach ache. I already know this or that's going to happen. And it's just part of how it is for me. So then I can identify that in clients too because I can see it coming.
Well, I will admit something I've never admitted to anybody. I mean, you bring this out. It's an exclusive. I will admit this because I do live television every week. I've done over thousands of hours of live television. But I will tell you, when they count down to 3, 2, 1 for me to do usually my teaser, I still get a little bit. I have a little panic attack.
Wow! Over what you think?
Okay, so it's funny. So I don't know what, because once the show starts, I'm good to go because it's live. I have guests. I gotta watch that. When you're hosting a show on TV, especially, and also here on the radio and everything else, you have to watch the time clock to make sure that that everything's timed out. Also, give a certain amount of time. Also, I have guests. I make sure that my questions are ready and my subjects are ready. Make sure that they don't talk too long or talk too short. How are they going to be as a guest? Are they going to be a good guest? Are they not? All that goes through my mind those last 3 seconds. That all goes. It's like, oh my God, how do I look? I mean, is my hair okay? Does my beard look okay? Is this outfit? Do I look fat in this outfit? All of a sudden, it's like. They're did I turn off the oven? All kinds of stuff enter my brain within the last usually about 5 seconds. Usually I'm fine. I'm laughing and joking beforehand, and we're setting up the cameras and everything's great. But no, okay, James, the stream's about to start, and they do the countdown. The stream's starting. TriCaster on. I'm about to give you your countdown. You'll be live in 3, and when it says 3, I go, oh my God, I got a lump in my stomach. What am I doing? Who am I? What am I doing? And they go 2, and I'm like, I gotta leave. I can't do this. I gotta walk out the door. And they go 1. Hi, I'm James Lott Jr. And I get into it. But I don't tell people this. Everybody say, you look so smooth when you do it. I have a mini panic attack almost every single time. And I've done over thousands of hours of television.
And then exposure therapy, you just know. You just gotta keep doing it.
Yes.
And it will be over the minute you start talking, so it's okay.
Because I tell myself, well, here's the one thing that helps, and this probably helps you too. Like I said, you said earlier, I do my research. I know I have all things in place that the physical things are in place. I know what I'm talking about. I know my research. Even if I'm going to a client, I know what I'm talking about. We had to talk. I know what they're looking for. I did my work. So ultimately, in the end, I should be able to fall right into that, and I know what I'm doing. It's just again, it's like this weird. It's so funny. I've never admitted to anybody. I've never admitted that to anyone in the world, but Leslie Gail got that out of me.
I I should have been a psychologist, I guess.
I guess, see, it's already working.
Therapy session.
It's
Organizing therapy.
It's already working. You got me talking already. I should lay down on the couch and do the rest of the show. I might just do that. But no, but I do. But it's one of those weird things where, yeah, as once he says one, somehow I push my voice out, and then it's back to this natural order, and I know how to watch the time and do that. I mean, I'm doing it for years, so I know what I'm doing. But it is. I get a little. But see, when it comes to public speaking, I don't get nervous. That's one area.
Anymore. I did, but now after 5 years or whatever it was, 3 years of going in front of the membership, 10 times a year, now I'm all right.
What do you think is different? Why you're not just because you've just been doing it enough, or?
I think initially I was really I'm a sensitive kind of person, so I was really in tune to all the faces staring at me. And when you do it enough, you start to become blind to that a little bit.
Yes.
At least for me, that's what happened. And so I wasn't so worried about, why does she have that look on her face? What are they talking about back there? Who's on the phone? And I could see all these things, and I'm processing all these things. And so now I can see it a little differently. I see the crowd differently. I'm more relaxed, so I'm funnier or whatever. And so it helps.
So in Chicago, Midwest Chicago or outside the suburbs, or whatever. So what is your client base like? I'm always curious around the country, kind of. In LA, I get celebrities, I get C-list celebrities, I get people who think they're celebrities, I get all that. So, and I'm wondering where you are, kind of what are some of your clients that you kind of get?
Right. No, that's a really great question for Chicago, because we have all kinds. There's organizers that are only in the city, so they're these really urban professional organizers and productivity consultants, and they work, downtown in the high rises and on the Gold Coast. And then there's the western suburbs, and it's more spread out. And so you're in the car a lot if you want to have a lot of work, because you have to hit all the suburbs that you can get to in 45 minutes. And then the North Shore, there's a little more money up there, so it's a little different kind of client base. You're probably more on staff in some ways.
Oh, funny.
When you're up there, or interior design based organizing, some of those things. So it's different in that way. And then as you get further and farther away from the city, it's just more and more spread out, and you might get into it's a lower socioeconomic area the further you get away, in a sense. Mm-hmm. So you're attracting different people there too. So I can get just about anybody depending where I drive. When I subcontracted, I was going to the city all the time, and so I got over trying to get around downtown, because I didn't used to be super familiar with that. I'm just like a suburban mom in the big city. Whoa! but I learned how to get around and how much time to allow. And a job may look close to another job, but in the city, it takes just as long as getting across a couple suburbs.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Chicago's a lot of suburbs. There's a lot of suburbs surrounding Chicago. I know that for a fact. I've been to many of them, and so I just love that part of the world. I mean, and Chicago to me is very much the New York of the Midwest. It's very cosmopolitan, and there's different sides to Chicago. I know there's South Side, we know about that, but there's other sides. There's all kinds of different places in Chicago. It's pretty a nice size city in the suburbs. For the Midwest.
Yes, indeed, and so that's why there's a lot of work out here as well. And so the gals that are based downtown have a need for subcontracts, because they have a lot of clients.
Now, why should people? Let's say, so some people from Chicago or outskirts are listening. Why should they join Naples Chicago?
Well, I know for me, it was really the idea of having a place you can go and just network with people that want to build you up. Because if you're just kind of floating out on your own and you don't have a network of people that are tuned into that national conversation to give you suggestions and advice and mentor you, it's kind of hard. I've had that when I was the developmental therapist for early intervention, and it's a pretty lonely feeling to just kind of you leave a client and you're like, wow, that was weird. I wish I had someone to talk to about that. So I don't take that for granted at all. And then the education at each meeting is, we bring in speakers for each meeting, so you get the opportunity to learn something new. Yeah. By coming out to the meetings. And then we have neighborhood groups, because we are so spread out. Yeah. So if you can't make it to a meeting, then maybe you make it to one of the ones that's close to you, that's one of the neighborhood groups. They have one in the city, one in the western suburbs, that kind of thing.
Wow, that's interesting. I always tell people I like being part of organizations. I mean, I've always been that way. And I'm part of NAPR LA and our chairman. I'm also part of the International Coach Federation. I'm a life coach, so I'm on the National Coach Federation. I like when I can talk to other people who are like minded, but also I talk to people who actually are different from me too, who have ideas that I may have never heard of before or thought of. I love that exchange of just ideas in the field that I'm in. I love that.
Yeah, we have a good time.
Okay,
There's about 100 of us. So it's a larger chapter. So that's why we have to have the subgroups. So you find who works in a similar way that you do, and you can kind of hook up with those people.
One of the words, I'm a words person. I can't help it. I'm a words person. And one of the words that you use on your website, so I can read this. Okay. Uses sensitivity, patience, and a dose of wit and whimsy. I was like, yes, girl, I'm totally there. So, because I want you to expand on this, of course. I like to laugh at my clients sometimes. Some things we find certain things, you're like, what is this? And like we bust up, they start laughing, and we laugh together about it, and then it may turn into a very serious story after that. Like, we're laughing at first, and then she may start talking, or he may start talking, and it's like we're crying together. How do you navigate the waters of professional and fun?
What a great question.
Thank you.
So when I'm in someone's space like that, it's so intimate, right?
Yes.
And so you're kind of walking that line all the time of some people want to talk,
right? And
so you can gauge by how they're acting towards you, and other people, they get kind of closed up, and you're like, okay, well, I guess today we're not going to have that kind of fun, and you just kind of let that be,
right?
And then other people, that's like your new best friend.
Yes.
And you're going through and pulling stuff out, and they're making fun of it, and you're making fun of it, and it makes it more fun as you're working to be able to share those moments and get a good chuckle out of it.
Yeah.
One of the guys that I worked with once, I was doing an executive unpack, which is one of my side hustles. That's what
yeah.
My side hustles have side hustles, right?
Yes, I love it.
Kind of like you.
Yes.
And so I do other things and besides organizing as well. But anyway,
yeah.
I was doing this executive unpack, and we were doing his man cave, and he had moved from central Illinois to a small house in the western suburbs, and his man cave wasn't really fitting what he needed it to fit in there, and his deer head and his guns and things. And so I was trying to kind of suggest as we go how to do this and that, and about an hour later he goes, Leslie, you get things done without being pushy. And he liked that a lot, that we got it done, but I wasn't like bossing him around. And,
yeah.
Right, because we just I take it kind of sideways, and we still get it done.
Yes.
But I'm not sitting there going, do this.
I like that. See, because in all seriousness, everybody, we understand as organizers, we're there to respect your stuff. I know I can't speak for everybody, but I feel like every organizer I talk to, we understand the value of your stuff. We respect your stuff. We're here to help you in terms of living the best life you can in your home. And that includes spacing. But we do respect your stuff, and we're here in whatever capacity you need to kind of facilitate working all that out, right?
And sometimes I feel like people don't respect. You have to teach people to respect their stuff.
Yes.
Like they don't. They're like, oh, it's all terrible, it's all horrible. And so one of the things that I do in my initial assessment is I tell them on the phone ahead of time, and then when I come in, I say, I want you to show me something that is working. Because I'm hearing, everyone wants to show me all the stuff that's a mess, and this is a problem, and what do I do about this? But I want to see also something that is working. And sometimes I get a, yeah, there's nothing that, and I said, we will find something.
Okay.
So that then I understand what your baseline is. Like, why does that work that your everyday dishes are in the cabinet where they belong all the time, and you know where to find them, and they all fit, and they're not sideways, and there's nothing else in it, okay, that works for you. Now we want to take those principles about how that's working for you in the kitchen and apply that to the bedroom, because now I see the reason you're able to keep that organized is for these reasons. And so that I found has been helpful for me to get that conversation about respecting stuff if they don't seem like they are.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's I think it goes both ways. But yes, we as organizers, we do respect your stuff. We're here to help. I always tell people, I mean, it's what happens in your home is in your home. It's your business. It's your home. You hired me for a reason to help you facilitate that. I don't have. I don't. The outcome really doesn't affect me, so to speak. I mean, whatever your outcome is, your outcome. But I'm here to help you get to an outcome that you would like to see happen. So I always try to, and sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, sometimes people get angry. Sometimes people are shocked. I always tell people, we find things sometimes while cleaning, but again, I always say I'm non-judgmental and it's confidential. It's like we see things all the time. So it's for me, I'm like, there's been nothing that's truly like made me shocked. So where I'm like, oh my god. Run to the police or anything, but I mean, there's things that everybody has their own degree of comfort level, and we're in their stuff, and it's like it's fine, don't worry about it. To me, it's like an elbow. I don't even care what I'm seeing, and I'm just here to help you figure out where to put it. So
right. Sometimes I feel like how a doctor might feel. I think your background is in nursing.
Yes,
too.
It is. Yes.
You just you don't care what their body looks like.
No.
You're just treating what's there. And I feel like that sometimes. Like the doctor doesn't care how gross the pus is. He just gets in there and he deals with it.
Right.
It's like a clinical thing. So I don't really care how dirty it is or whatever.
Yes.
I have limits. I'm not doing hoarding cleanouts or anything. But I have personal protective equipment and I'll grab it and put it on if we get to something that's a little icky.
Yes. Oh, I agree. Oh, I totally agree. There's certain I have limits too. I don't just do everything. But again, it's just in general, like you just said, it's just there's things we run across. And there's things that you may find embarrassing. We don't anyway. We wouldn't anyway. It's like, but that's because it's your stuff. And there's a heightened sense of of guilt or embarrassment or shame that happens. We're here to break all that down. There's no room for any of that. There's room for making room in your home. See what I did there, Leslie?
I did.
See what I did there?
Room for the room for the room.
Yes, exactly. I've been doing this for a little bit. I know what I'm doing. But exactly. We're not worried about the actual stuff. We're just trying to help you get things in order. And I think that's what most of us that I know of. That's all we care about. Is getting you to live the best life you can in your space. And as being utilized the best it could be utilized for you to make your life run smoother. Right?
Right, and this is a great platform for you to keep reiterating that so the people that are listening that you haven't used an organizer or just learning about it, just to keep putting that message out there.
Thank you. I want to give gratitude to all the people who listen, because I have a wide base of people who listen to the show, and there are folks who listen because they're fans of me and my other work. And I'm glad. However you get here, I'm glad you're here. It doesn't matter to me. But they tell me a lot of times, I didn't know what a professional organizer was. And you know this one, I just thought you'd have me come in and throw everything away. I'm like, that's such an antiquated way of people have this image of us, that organizers, we just come in, you're going to throw everything away, and that's it. I mean, like, a true organizer knows that's not the answer. I'm glad this show, I'm able to showcase other organizers and myself, where we can just hammer it into you. No, we're here to help you, not just throw everything away.
Yes, demystify it a little.
Yes, because that's funny. There's the things about when we say we're professional organizers, there's so many things that come up that to me are so almost negative. Well, I mean, are you OCD? Are you just like, no, I'm not. I'm not OCD. I just like things in their place. I mean, these things run smoother. Or like, well, James, how do you do those 10 different projects you do? I go, I have good productivity and time management. I said things actually work when you work them. It's like, so there's always seems like it's a negative thing at first. Like, they just don't get that it could be a great thing. It's a positive thing. So I saw this show. I've been doing this show almost 3 years, or almost 3 years. I want to continue hammering it. This is like positivity goes with organization. I keep saying that over and over again. And I feel like some people are actually getting it. I've gotten great feedback from people who are just like, wow, it sounds like fun to organize. Like, it is fun. It can be fun. It can.
I went to a meeting where they taught us about that, what to tell people what you do. And just like you wouldn't be an accountant at a networking thing and they say, oh, I'm an accountant. And anyone's preconceived notion of what that is, you have to not say I'm an organizer. You say what it is you do when you meet people, and then you can kind of throw that in at the end. And that was my takeaway from that. So when people say, oh, yeah, what do you do? I say, well, I help people get unstuck.
Ooh, yes, that's a good one.
As an organizer, that I'm not in the interior design kind of end of things. I help people, right in the middle of their mess, we get them unstuck, and that's what my little elevator speech is for that.
Because
for me, that's the truth, but I also get it. We're working against that connotation for sure.
We are.
What it means.
And then also the second thing I always get is either that one or I know somebody who needs you. Or I could use that. I know, oh my God. I'm on a plane recently, 35,000 feet in the air, waiting to take a piss in the bathroom. And I have this, and the flight attendant's like, so how are you talking to your person? Or when I walk by a couple times, so you're an organizer? I go, yeah, I'm a professional organizer. Oh my God, my aunt could tell you she's a total hoarder. And oh my God, what'd you do? And I'm like, I just gotta go pee really quick. And the Xanax is wearing off, and I'm like flying. I'm like, I don't know, I can really talk. I mean, it was kind of funny, but like, I get that also. I can totally use you. Because I mean, I don't know if you agree with this statement, Leslie. I always say we are one of the few professions, that everyone could use, from small child to old person.
Yeah, on a daily basis for sure, because what we do impacts how they live on a daily basis. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, someone else brought that to my attention in the business years ago, and I was like, you're right. We're thinking, okay, yeah, medical, so yeah, doctors, whatever. But I'm like, on an everyday basis, something that's just like it's basically necessary, and it'd be really helpful. And you can start from age 2 years old to all the way up. I'm like, it's us. Everyone could benefit from everybody can benefit from a Leslie. They can benefit completely.
Yeah, at some point I said that. I forget, it was like in transition to the different fields I was working in and what I was going to do, and I wrote it down because I said it out loud, and it struck me years later. I said, I wish someone could just pay me to just come in their house and just like fix things, and I didn't know there was such a thing as organizing at the time.
I was going to ask you.
But I had been going in people's houses as a developmental therapist, and I kept looking at the big picture instead of just that hour of play on the floor with this child and bringing, helping the family. I would always look at how the rest of the house impacted what was going on with that child and how we might be able to help in other ways. And so I got to thinking, I'm like, I would love to do that. Like, I could just let me in and I'll just do it.
Right.
So like, I'm always grateful. That's like my gratitude is like, I'm just grateful people let me in the door, because it's such an act of courage to like let somebody in the door into your space.
I agree with that. Yes, it is. Anybody who does it, you're very brave, very courageous. I commend people who look for help, and there's no shame, blame, guilt, nothing. That you're looking just to better something in your life. I completely agree with you. It's very brave, very courageous to take that step. I think that's a great thing, and we're here to help. And so, Leslie, I have to come back on my show. I want to talk about your whole kids things. You have a whole program in search with kids. And so I want to have you come back on the show and talk about that at some point.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I have kind of a background in working with kids, and
yes,
people always tell me about that when I'm talking to someone that I'm new meeting, and they'll say, I really like that you work with kids. And so I actually ended up back to that introvert piece you were talking about.
Yeah.
And networking and doing what you have to do to go out and hustle. I just decided, I wrote up a plan, and I said, I'm just going to have to get another job. And I'm going to do that for some steady income in addition to this, because I can see that it's going to be too out of my comfort zone in some ways to just push and do organizing all the time.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing currently is I am a director for a before and after school care program.
Oh, okay.
So I run and do that like you with I sort of cross-pollinate.
I know, you are like me. Yeah, so funny.
And
wow.
so I set environment for the kids in the morning. I'm an early riser, get there in the morning, have my staff and the kids, and it just fills me up, to be around that energy.
Oh, I'm sure.
That the kids, and they're playing, and we get that finished, and then I take off and I go see a client and I run my business. And coming from that environment at a school where it's professional and it gets me ready to face the day, instead of coming from my couch where I'm like, oh, okay, I should do the dishes.
Yeah,
do
right,
some marketing.
right, yes, yes.
And that it wasn't really working for me. So being around kids for sure fills me up, and it's just definitely always been something that's come really naturally for me to figure out what kids need and how to set that environment for success for them.
Yeah, well, we come back on. We'll actually make that the topic about the next time. But I want to tell you, I want to say that I love that I'm a multi-hyphenate. I don't know about you, but
multi-hyphenate.
Multi-hyphenate. That's what I am. In LA, everybody's a slash or a hyphen. That's what that's how we are out here. And I'm a multi-hyphenate, and not everybody can do that. Some people have to focus on one thing, and that's fine. They do one thing at a time.
Right.
I'm a multi-hyphenate, so like you're the same way. It feeds me on so many different levels. I don't get burnt out in any particular thing. And it spurs my creativity, and every day's different. Just on a base level. When I wake up, look at my schedule, I'm like, oh, today I'm going to be on the set of this, and I'm going to be talking to, Ed Asner or something. And then in an hour or two, I'll be with the client in the garage working on holiday items. And then maybe 3 hours later, I'm going to be with my grandkids. I mean, it's this wonderful, every day is something different. Or I'm working on my book, or I'm doing my music, or I'm having a meeting here for a possible TV pilot. Or I love that my life is so broad, but it all fits. I mean, everything, all my branding, it all fits together. For what I want to do, but I like that every day it's a little different, and you get to use different parts of your brain throughout the day.
Yes, and you can cycle through those things, and there's a life to some of that too. Have you found that? Like, I'll be doing something for a while, and then I'm like, okay, I think I'm finished with that.
Yes.
And you break up with that, and you chase down whatever this new thing is that's got your interest. I
call it trimming the fat. I just did that recently with something that I had been doing for, I'll say, almost 3 years. I cut this huge chunk of stuff that I was doing. It ran its course for me. It ran its course, and I was grateful for it, and it got me into television. But I was like, this particular genre of stuff is not interesting to me anymore, and it doesn't really fit my branding anymore, so to speak. So I had to I let it loose, and I feel good, but it opened up opportunity for something else. So I'm like that. So I'm kind of working on that right now. But it's like, I understand what you mean. It's like sometimes you got some things are not meant for. They say some things are meant for a season. That's what some things are meant for a season. You do them and they work out, and then something else happens. And then some things are long term. So I love that. So I totally agree with you. With that.
Whereas my husband's had the same job for how many years? 15.
I know those. I know those also.
People, right? It's just like whatever works for you.
One of my best friends is celebrating her 17th year doing the exact same job, and I was like, "Girl, how do you do that?" But she loves it, and it's what she likes to do, and she's good at it. And it's just kind of funny. As I say, she's very content, and I had to realize everybody has what their thing is. And I'm a person that likes to do multiple things. So I'm good. That's how I am, and that's what we do. And I feel like you're the same way. You do multiple things, so I love it.
Right, I do. Mm-hmm.
I do. Okay, tell people where they can actually find you online and or social media.
Well, the business name Declare Order is unique to me, so that one's pretty easy.
Yes.
And just about anywhere, any social media you go to and you type in Declare Order, you're going to find me there.
You sure will, folks. You sure will.
I was going to just use my first name when I first started out because that's what someone told me to do, and I Googled Leslie Gail, and it turned out she's a life coach in Colorado who wrote a book.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
She owned the whole first page of Google.
Oh, okay.
So that wasn't going to happen. I said, well, I guess I got to come up with something because this isn't going to work. And in fact, if I may, I just went to a presentation recently, and someone came up and told me they bought my book before the presentation. I said,
You're like, thank you. Thank you.
The book, but you probably made some money for that life coach out in Colorado.
That is funny. I have a name with somebody else who's doing something in like a sister field, so to speak.
It is somewhere.
Yeah,
right. So I say don't necessarily look me up by Leslie Gail, but Declare Order is Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and then my website, everything. So. And
folks, I posted her website and her Facebook page links to our page, which is the SOS show with James Lott Jr. So just if you want to go there and listen to this, and you're like, I want to know more about her, or you want to hire her because you live in the Illinois, Chicago area. then you can go one click, you'll be right to her. Or you can talk to me, of course, at James Lott Jr. We're all James Lott Jr.'s are sold. And you can ask me, and I will pass you on to her if it's something serious. And then our show, of course, is on all the media platforms. On Twitter, we're at the SOS_show. Facebook, the SOS Show, James Lott Jr. iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker. We are all over the place. I'm going to take over the world, the show. We'll keep going. And Leslie, Gail, thanks for being on my show.
Oh, it was so much fun. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you in Chicago.
I know. I'm gonna do my bestest to be there, because I really, again, it's my city that I love. This is a format. I want to be around some more organizers. I really want to go. So I'm gonna try to work on that. So I can see if I can go.
Excellent.
So okay, you guys, Super Organized Show. We're about every Monday. We're out every single Monday, and you guys have a great week and stay organized.